Hey guys, how's it going? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how we can make Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the strategies to use and why this is a really good time to be doing so. So let's dive into this video and check that out.
Trade Genius.
All right, guys, so let's talk about building up Bitcoin. I'm going to show you a very simple strategy. It's going to involve our indicators, a chart, and how to look for the opportunities to do so. So first thing what we want to do is discuss why we want to be building up Bitcoin. So when we're trading alts or Bitcoin in itself, you can either trade against Bitcoin and build up Bitcoin. So when you trade and you have a winning trade, you're building up, you're making Bitcoin. You can also do this in dollars through one of the exchanges that deals with fiat money, or you can use stable coins. It works on both. Right now, where we are in the cycle, and if you look at this chart, we are basically here, much like we were here and much like we were here. Large pullback here, 93% end of that bear pullback, 86% end of that bear pullback, 84% here, and we've bottomed out on this bear pullback. So historically and within proximity of the halving events, which are marked with these vertical lines, which we are here now, these are really the best times to be accumulating Bitcoin for the next cycle up. So that's why we wanted to concentrate on making Bitcoins on these trades as opposed to dollars or stable tokens. So with that being said, what you want to do, and we're going to use Binance. Of course, there's a lot of other alts on other exchanges, not just Binance, but our charting is on Binance, and our indicators are going to be used on this. So we're going to focus on Binance, but there's still plenty of opportunity with just looking at Binance coins for this to work. So what we like to do is we'll click on the BTC markets, okay? And basically what you want to do is you want to sort by volume. So you can sort by, if you click on this column here, you can sort by volume either from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. We're going to start with the highest volume first. And as you can see, BNB has a 24-hour change of 2.66%. Now, it's a large cap coin, meaning that it's going to take a lot more to move it a higher percentage, whereas some of these smaller cap coins will have higher percentage moves, like say Raven, RVN, or ENG. Okay, and we'll look at these too. But what you want to do is you want to look at the high volume coins that are green. So BNB's one at the top, so we can look at that. So what we're going to do is head over to the chart. Okay, we're going to be using our money maker indicator. Okay, so when you load this indicator on the chart, and the other thing we do, and this comes with TradingView, is the linear regression channel. Okay, so that basically shows you where things are overbought or oversold. So the setup is very simple. Now this is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin on a 60-minute chart. For these other tokens that aren't as valued, Bitcoin has the largest market cap, so we use a larger time frame to trade it. But because we're looking for percentage moves. But for the smaller cap coins, we don't need to use a 60-minute chart. We actually can drill down to a 15-minute chart. So you can simply just type in 15 on your keyboard and hit enter, and that gives you a 15-minute chart. What we want to do is we are looking for entries on BNB. So we're going to go to BNB, BTC, click on that. Okay, we're looking for the 15-minute chart. Now you'll notice what we want is we're not too concerned about the sells because we're not shorting BNB. We're just looking for the swing trades. So we're looking to buy swing trades. The first thing you want to do on any of these setups, so again, we go to Binance, we sort by volume, and we look at what has green percentage change. In this case, BNB's got 3%. Normally I like to see on the smaller cap coins, at least like 6-7% at least. The higher the better. See, a lot of times what happens is you hear about these coins that moved up and you think, oh, I missed a move. But in reality, what you can do is you can just drill down to the smaller time frame. So we found our first token, BNB. We're on the 15-minute time frame, and what we're concentrating on are these moneymaker buys. So when we pull this up, the first thing we want to do is we want to measure. So we take this tool here. Okay, this is your price range tool. We're going to take that. We're just going to measure what the range of the channel is. And easy way to do that is make sure your magnet tool is turned off, and you just measure this range here. So you just go from the bottom to the top. So that has a 4% plus range, which is enough to do our swing trades. Because really what you're looking to do is if you can take 2 to 3% out a couple, 3 times a day, it really starts to add up. It really does. So this has enough room for us to mess with. Now, currently we've bounced up, so we're waiting for another cycle to move back down. But I'm going to show you what you want to do is you want to wait for these buys to happen in the lower half of the linear regression channel. All right, so the farther down toward the bottom it is, the better. But as you can see here, these moves have generated some nice percentage gains already. Here's one, and we'll just measure. So when the candle is about ready to close, and you can see that by this time left, but if it's about ready to close, that's going to confirm that signal. So the signal will fire when the bar starts. As long as the bar closes and that signal's still there and doesn't disappear. Sometimes if the bar is not finished forming, the signal can go away. So you just want to make sure that that's a valid signal. If it's about a minute left and it looks like it's going to close and you have that signal, you can probably go ahead and start getting into that trade. So let's just say we got in here and this moved up to here. So that's a 2% move. Okay. So the thing is with these is you have to determine, okay, I got into the trade, so what's my target going to be? So when it comes to that, you can try to shoot for a percentage of the overall channel. So this channel was like a 4% channel. So you could shoot for like 2.5%, 3%, something like that. If you go half of the channel width for a percentage gain, that's a pretty safe bet. So like if you went 2% on that, that would work. But I'm just going to show you how these are viable setups on even a 15-minute time frame. But what we want, the reason why we go to Binance and we look for the high volume is because you really need volume in an active traded coin for these smaller time frames to work. So when we see, X coin is up 20% today, that's where you can go to the 15-minute chart and start finding these gyrations. Okay, here's another one. That entry, that one cleared 3%. Let's look at this one. Okay, this one went all the way to the top of the channel and topped out here at 5.74%. So that was a pretty healthy move there. This one came up. That was a 2.5% move, and it may or may not be done here. We'll see. But the point of the matter is that all of these you would have cleared 2% easy on. Okay. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times you could have grabbed 2% out of this move. Okay, so that's the thing that you want to look for, is you want to look for these high volume movers and then get in on that 15-minute chart, because these are where the opportunities are. Now, we can look at another one. So let's see, Raven, RVN. This one, high volume, it's up 1.47%. Sometimes if these start popping up initially, the percentage gain might be lower at first, and as the day goes on, they grow. So we're just looking for things that have a high volume and are moving up. So let's take a look at Raven, RVN, BTC. Okay, so again, we're looking for things that are firing in the bottom part of the channel. And again, we're concentrating on the moneymaker buys. The sells, you could also use those as an indicator to maybe possibly get out. If you see one start to form, you could get out. But I think the better play is to just settle on a percentage gain. So what we're going to do again, we're just going to measure the channel. So that's a 6.73% channel. So we could probably shoot for 3 to 4%. But here's how these went. Now this one fired, but notice kind of toward the upper part of the channel. So what we want to do is wait for that to signal the fire in the lower part of the channel. I mean, you still could have taken that trade, but I just prefer them in the lower part of that channel. So this one fires here, and you had a top of that move was 6.3%. Now, when you do these trades, you want to make sure that you're setting your stop below where your entry is. So here, you just want to be below where you entered, okay? And let that thing go. If it does stop you out, okay, then it stops you out. Nothing's 100%, but these are very high probability plays, okay? So you can, you're gonna find, as I show you in these examples, that these win a lot more often than not. All right, here's the next one we want to look at. We'll go back to Bitcoin or Binance. Again, we're looking under BTC markets, okay? We're looking for the high volume coins. We're looking for things that are green. We can, here's ENJ, Let's type in that over here and see what that looks like. So usually what happens on these moves is you get a big move up like that, a pullback, and then we start getting these money makers firing, right? So again, like on this one here, what we would do, and first of all, measure your channel, right? So you know what you're dealing with. Okay, this one has a 7% channel, perfect. That's plenty to play with. So on this particular entry here, that move, initial thrust up tops out at 4%, right? So you could be targeting 3 to 4% on this setup easy, okay? Here's another entry. That tops out at 8%, okay? Here's another entry. This one fires here, but notice where it fires. It fires in the upper part of the channel. I don't like those. This one too here is kind of close to the mid part of the channel. That isn't super desirable, although that one currently would still be working out. If you entered here, okay, that got you 4% on that move, even though it was on the upper part. But you see how you get higher percentage moves. You're more probable to get higher percentage moves if you get these toward the bottom of the channel. And again, on these, you'd set your stop below your entry. So below the bottom of these candles. So in this case, below 37.31, somewhere down here, give it some room and let it go. And either stops you out or it hits your target. You just want to make sure that your targets are realistic, and that's why we measure this channel, okay? And set your target as a percentage. And you can use this tool to do that. So if you want to target 3% or whatever, you just drag that to 3%, and that shows you where your target's going to be. In this case right there at 38.77, okay? So then you set up your target for that. We'll look at one more, okay? We'll look at WTC BTC, okay? That one had 8.89% gain so far. So again, a lot of people look at these and they think, oh, well, it's already moved up. I'm too late, didn't catch the move. But this is, you drill down to these smaller time frames and you can catch these. Okay, again, we're using a 15-minute chart and we're looking for moneymaker buys in the lower part of the channel. Okay, this one fired, but notice it fired. By the time that candle closes, it's up in the upper part of the channel, so we don't want that one. Here's one that fires. This one you could take, not as deep in the channel as I prefer, but you can still take it. Now, notice this one only goes up a little bit and then rolls over. So again, let's measure our channel. This one's giving us about 7%. So, you know, we should be able to target 4 to 5% on those moves. So if you took this one and you entered here, you're going to set your stop. I'm going to show you something here because this one didn't go up right away. So your bottom of your, that's the bottom. So you entered here, you want to be below, you want to set your stop below the bottom of this candle on these, okay? So you want to give it some room, and that's dealer's choice basically on that. But you don't want to be so tight in that candle if you just barely made a new low over here that it stops you out. You want to give it some room. So you might want to be down over here, for example, and this is like this lower line is like your actual stop. So you entered here, it comes up, comes back down. So basically it wasn't done with this pullback yet, but you gave yourself some room on the stop. It came back, basically did a double bottom on here. So this doesn't stop you out, and then it moves back up. So enter here, top of that move was 8%. So tons of opportunity to gain profit. And as you start doing this more and more, you know, you can kind of tweak how you take profit. Again, to get started, I would just do a conservative approach. Again, if you're pulling 2 to 3% out of these moves on a 15-minute chart, three times a day, I can't tell you that really adds up fast. So this is a great opportunity to be able to build up your Bitcoin, especially when we're in where we are in the bigger Bitcoin cycle. So you can really build up stuff, and as we head into the next bull cycle and you start seeing those huge gains on Bitcoin, that's really going to be beneficial. To get this indicator, guys, simply head over to tradelikeagenius.com, and special number 2 has the indicator software. Okay, that's an annual rate marked way down. So 12 months gets you that. By the time you're done with this and this technique, that should be a very, very, very profitable setup for you and make back your initial investment quite easy. This is a great way to make Bitcoin. It doesn't involve mining or anything like that. There's, you know, the capital outlay for mining is huge. The return on investment is very long. We've had people get the return on investment within a week or two on starting this with very little trading experience. So again, I think it's a very simple setup. That's what you want when you're first starting out. Or if you've been trading for a while and looking for something different, again, I think this setup is really good. We'll help you get set up with the indicators as far as how to set those up. And I think, this is a technique that you can use each and every day. So you got a few hours during the day, or if you're a stay-at-home person, this is a great opportunity to generate some income that way. All right. Well, I hope that helps, guys. That's what we do. And I thought that by showing you guys this, you could see other opportunities to help build up your Bitcoin and ultimately help out your own portfolio as this thing goes forward and Bitcoin grows and crypto grows globally. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Please hit like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you on the next video. All right, guys, take care and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Trade Genius.